Good day, subscribers. So, as I mentioned, we will continue the weekly updates, but this time we are going to post it in the Facebook page, the Fast Exchange. And just thought of doing a video instead of doing the usual writing. And I hope you don't mind. I believe it's going to be hopefully easier for you this way. You just actually listen and look at the video, so it's not going to be so long. Okay, so this week's update is going to cover the week ending March 11, which was last week. Okay, and as always, we are going to focus on the PSE. As we all know, the PSE is the mirror of the Philippine economy, or any country's economy for that matter. And this is the daily chart. If you would notice, it's a daily chart courtesy of course, Instagrams. You can actually create a free account with Instagram so that you'll be able to have access to free charting. So you would notice that somehow last week, the market fell, somewhere below 7,000 level, which is considered to be a psychological level. And we have been pointing this out ever since. No? So and somehow it has been retained in a range, between 6.9 to about 7.4, 7,500. But a deeper look into this is actually when we put an indicator called the MACD. We add an MACD so as for us to be able to get a good grasp of somehow the technical side of it. And you would notice that the MACD had been falling, since November, although the market has been quite, steady within the range. But the MACD's showing is that there is not much strength, in the market. More so, it has fallen below the center line, So we expect that the market is still going to be weak at this point, especially so you would notice that after hitting a high of about 7,400, it wasn't able to recover that. Okay. So, of course, this is due to the ongoing conflict in the Ukraine and Russia area, as you all know. Okay. So this time around, if you have positions in the market, if it's profitable, you can actually take it out. If you have a lot of cash, you can consider getting into some selective issues, or you can actually start getting into the index. Okay. However, on the weekly side, you would notice that there is really a strong resistance at about 7,400, and that would actually be a breakout point. Of course, the confirmation of the breakout is that when it breaks the 7,500 on the way up. So for now, it is relegated at that level, considering that it has made two attempts, in the past, but failed to do so. And again, you would notice that the MACD is actually not as buoyant as before, in order to warrant actually an increase. Okay. So for now, we would expect that the market will be still moving sideways. Um, the support of 6.9 to about 6,700 would be the play area, and when it goes up, it would be at about 7,400, and it will remain in that situation maybe for the next 1 to 2 months for now. No, yeah. Looking at the dollar side, okay, if you have some dollar positions, okay, I have pointed out before in some of my analysis, of the U.S. peso dollar exchange rate. I said I remember this saying that my resistance is actually 51.8, which is the Fibonacci resistance, and somehow it has broken that. Okay, recently. So which means that for now, the momentum on the peso dollar exchange rate is that it's going to favor the dollar. Well, obviously, apart from the technical breakout, obviously with the conflict ongoing in Russia and Ukraine border, um, it favors people will be buying the dollars because it is a safe haven currency. Moreover, there is really a strong demand for the US currency because much of the commodities quoted in US dollars are going up, just like oil. Okay. And of course, gold and nickel and even coal is actually going up. Okay. And you would notice that the MACD, it's showing a very strong stance that it is actually going to go up further. So, but then of course, the next resistance would be at about 54 pesos. So from there, pwede siyang tumigil, So you might want to consider cashing in when that happens. Okay. So as we are talking about the dollar, okay, and I mentioned also about oil, let's look at the oil. Okay. Meron pa bang iaakit itong oil na to because it has been actually parang beating a lot of consumers, with weekly price increases in gasoline. Okay. So for now, if I am going to analyze oil, I look at the monthly chart and still using, Investagrams as my source. Okay. I can say that this particular movement, which is a tail up, okay, a tail up, okay, is actually a sign of sellers actually present in the market, which means umakyat siya, but then sellers actually dump oil, and then it resulted to a paired gains. Okay, so although and it's nearing the resistance already. Okay, so at this point, at this level, even if there is a conflict, much of the oil producing countries are already attracted to provide supply, into the market. You know, I've heard some oil producing countries are already starting to increase their quota, in order to cover, the huge demand, that resulted from the conflict or the invasion of Russia into Ukraine. Okay, so posibleng hindi na aakyat masyado ang oil for now. I would like to think, if ever that you are going to see an exhaustion already of the price increase because na factor in na rin talaga yung conflict. Okay. Moving on, well, that's for now. Okay. So if you have some questions about anything about investments and finance, feel free to send into your questions at rickyso@fastexchange.com. And of course, kindly like our Facebook page, The Fast Exchange, and open the notifications so that you'll be able you'll be prompted with the post that we're going to have every now and then. And of course, you can continue to read. For some of you who haven't visited my website, www.thefastexchange.com, I have a lot of articles with regard to finance and advisory, and I intend to write more articles, in the coming weeks. So bubuhayin natin yan. So that's it for now. Thank you and stay safe.